15 years. 15 years I spent building a life with her, trusting her, laughing with her, raising our son together, planning our future. Every anniversary, every holiday, every quiet Sunday morning. It all felt solid until it didn't. Her name is Laura. She's always been charming, magnetic, the kind of woman who could light up a room without trying. I loved that about her. I trusted that about her. Then one evening, everything changed. We were having a quiet dinner at home. Nothing special, just the two of us after Luke had gone to bed. I noticed her fidgeting, distracted, a little distant. "Everything okay?" I asked. She looked at me and smiled nervously. "Yeah, actually, there's something I need to tell you." My stomach dropped. There's a difference between "I need to tell you" and "I need to confess." I'd learned that the hard way with friends and coworkers, but I never thought I'd hear it from her. I think I need something," she said slowly. "Something different." I frowned. "Different how?" She hesitated. Then, in words I'll never forget, "I need a night with another man." The fork clattered onto my plate. What?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. "To feel alive," she continued like she was explaining the weather. 15 years, routine, predictability. I need to experience something outside us. I'm not leaving you. I'm not unhappy. But I need this. My chest tightened. My hands shook. I wanted to argue, to yell, to demand she explain herself, but I couldn't, because what she was saying, it wasn't negotiable. She sounded calm, almost rational, almost proud. "You want what?" I asked finally. She shrugged. "Just one night. I need it to feel free." The rest of the night was a blur. I remember staring at the walls, trying to process, trying to figure out where 15 years of love, laughter, and trust had gone wrong, trying to remember the woman I married and wondering if I ever truly knew her. I didn't say much. I didn't cry. I didn't beg. I just listened. She laid out the details. She had someone in mind, a colleague, someone she had been curious about. She assured me it wouldn't become anything more. She would come home afterward. She would still love me. I nodded, not because I agreed, but because I needed to understand the depth of her decision. The next morning, I made a choice. Not out of revenge, not out of anger, but out of clarity. I quietly packed a bag. My wedding ring stayed on my finger for now. My keys and wallet went in, and I left. I didn't wait for her to come home. I didn't leave a note. I simply walked out of the house we shared for 15 years. I stayed in a cheap motel that night. The next morning, I booked a flight. Somewhere far, somewhere I could think, somewhere I could breathe without the weight of betrayal pressing down on me. Weeks passed. She called, texted, left messages on voicemail. "I love you. Please understand. It's not about leaving you." I didn't respond. I didn't want to. I needed distance to see things clearly. I heard from friends that she went through with it, that she spent the night with him. I don't know exactly what happened, and I don't want to, but knowing she did was both crushing and liberating. Crushing because the woman I trusted most in the world had chosen someone else, even if just for one night. Liberating because I realized I had been holding on to something fragile, something that no longer deserved my loyalty. Months later, I returned. Not to confront her, not to argue, but to reclaim my life. The house was different. The air felt heavier. She was quieter now. The smug confidence she had during her confession had vanished. She tried to explain again, tried to justify it, tried to apologize, tried to convince me she had needed it. But I didn't need an explanation anymore. I had one clear thought in my mind. I cannot live with someone who feels entitled to betray me emotionally, even for one night. I filed for separation quietly, legally, civilly, without a scene. She begged, she cried, she promised she would never do it again. I listened politely, but I had already made my decision. The hardest part wasn't leaving her. The hardest part was leaving the life I had built, the routines, the small comforts, the dreams of growing old together. But I realized something critical. The life I had built with her was built on trust, and trust had been broken. And when trust is gone, love cannot survive. Luke didn't understand at first. He was only 12. He asked me endless questions. Why, Dad? Why would Mom do that? I told him the truth as gently as I could. Some choices hurt, son, but we learn who we can trust and who we can't. Over time, we settled into our new rhythm. I moved into a smaller place, found a job closer to home, and focused on rebuilding. Slowly, I realized the freedom I had feared. Freedom from betrayal, freedom from compromise, freedom from the constant fear of being replaced was liberating. Laura eventually moved on. I don't know where she is now or if she stayed with him. I don't care. The night she spent with someone else, the betrayal, the confession, it shaped the life I now live. I still wear my wedding ring sometimes as a reminder of what I lost. But more importantly, it reminds me of what I gained: clarity, strength, and the courage to walk away from someone who chose novelty over loyalty, desire over love, and selfishness over family. In the end, she got her night. I got my life. And the difference is simple. She went looking for something fleeting. I reclaimed something permanent: myself.